this NAT thing, okay, that I kind of prematurely revealed to you, we need to first learn about private IP addressing. There are private IP ranges which have been reserved from public internet use. Okay, what that means is if you have a computer that's on one of these IP ranges, it cannot be routed through the internet. Okay, it's not allowed. And these private IP ranges are listed on the screen. We have 10 dot anything. Okay, that's an A class range that's been reserved. So anything that starts with 10 is not valid on the internet. We have a set of B class ranges, which are 172.16 dot anything, 172.17 dot anything, 172.18 dot anything, all the way through 172.31 dot anything. Any computer that you see with any of those IP addresses is private and cannot be routed on the internet. And then we have a bunch of Class C range IP addresses, which is 192.168 dot anything. So 192.168.0 dot anything, 192.168.1 dot anything, 192.168.2 dot anything. Okay, so those are all the Class C ranges. 192.168.0.1.2, all the way up to 192.168.255. All those Class C ranges are not valid on the internet. Now, technically, there is one more range that is reserved from internet use, and that's 169.254 dot anything. That's a Class B range, and that's reserved for something called APIPA, APIPA, and that stands for Automatic Private IP Addressing. I'm not going to go into a whole lesson on it, but I will tell you that it's a process of having computers dynamically assign themselves an IP address in this 169.254 range so that they can communicate with other computers which dynamically assign themselves an IP address, and they can all talk with each other, but they can't talk on the internet. Now, this is where we come back to the network address translation, or NAT. If a computer has one of these private IP addresses, they can only get to the internet through network address translation. Now, I'm going to explain this in more detail in just a moment, but basically the idea of network address translation is that a computer with one of these private IP addresses, which is not routable on the internet, it would have to send all internet requests through a NAT server of sorts, and I'll tell you, these NAT servers very often could be something as simple as just your regular like Linksys router that you have at home, okay, or it could be an actual Windows server. There's a lot of different options, but the NAT server serves the purpose of translating the private IP address to a valid public IP address.